want the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, 'cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, 'cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure, 'cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Want the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Morning, viewers. Yes, it's 7 a.m. on Thursday, the 10th of March, 2022. This is the Tobago Updates morning show. I am Julian Skeet, and we're coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, continuing to give God thanks for life always.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you in the Caribbean, and those of you viewing us on the live. Good morning, Julian. Welcome back.
Yes, Rhea. Well, I like to see I've been enjoying it in terms of in the virtual space out there. Let me express my commendations and International Women's Day greetings to all our females here at Tobago Updates, and of course those that you're probably a little more familiar with on camera. We saw the lovely Rhea Richardson George on camera, International Women's Day. I also want to send out my commendations to youth host Janae Campbell. Very outstanding in terms of presenting herself, and let's not forget at all Candice Jackson also in the lineup. And I'm always you find it interesting with the blend with Candice. She can head into that very casual outdoor mood and then dress it up when she needs to.
And she did that.
In terms of making that mix, and I certainly can't forget at all Leah Holder, youth host Rhea. And you know, from my checking on social media, I also recognize quite recently Leah filled a very major role. There was the female sitting that took place, hosted by the THA presiding officer, Abby Taylor, and the entire team at Assembly Legislature, members of the Assembly, making recommendations for an all-female lineup for that special sitting.
Yes.
And our very own youth host,
that's right,
was the presiding officer, youth speaker, holding that role on the day. I said, oh, looking exceptional. And I know normally she likes to show off those outfits, but she had to put on that robe for the responsibility that time around. But kudos and commendations there to all of you females doing, you know, really magical and extensive things, continuing to make a difference. And I want to assure you, as men, we are here to work with you. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. So let's ensure that we work together, you know, as we try to build and move things forward.
And I know it's not a competition this morning, but Julian, I have got to talk about your outfit, okay? Now you're back with a bang. Julian,
well,
wow.
You see, Rhea, I started on Monday with, you know, it was the purple highlighting, because I know I would not have been on set for the Tuesday show, International Women's Day.
Now it adds up.
And then
birdie told me. I saw a birdie, Lavin Simon, in Scarborough on Monday, and the birdie said to me, wait till you see the outfit for Tuesday morning.
And Rhea, you know, I went across and, you know, Checkpoint said, you know, we have to do something special and we have to stand out by the time you come back on for Thursday. And you know, at times, many times I flow with the excitement. So this morning, my shirt and blazer, you know, throwing on that floral design. And you know, I want to say out there and pause with this for effect. Real men, they say, wear pink.
That's right.
All
right.
So we want to certainly thank this morning one of our additional sponsors coming on board, blazer and shirt courtesy Checkpoint. That's Checkpoint located at Upper Main Street in Scarborough. They cater from boys to men, formal, casual, and they go right up the line. So we want to remind you, feel free to connect with Checkpoint at 639-5148.
Definitely.
A bright kind of jacket gives you that kind of energy.
It does. It does. It does. So, Julian, what's been happening in the Tobago space?
Well, interesting enough, I was watching at our initial lineup there. I think I was highlighting Wilson Road area.
Yes.
You know, in Scarborough. And I couldn't help but note, as much as we see the traffic flow at the start of the show, the lines, the overhead lines.
Yes.
And I attended the consultation yesterday as a resident of Scarborough myself. And more than that, that was also catered to the general public. And these were some of the conversations that took place, particularly how do we cater in years to come to try to move away so that the beauty we want to enjoy, even up from a high building, you know, even where we are at here at the Port Mall, sometimes you head out to the window and you want to look out and then you're faced with a little line or two in between.
A little?
As you are
a line or two?
As you are looking out. So these were some of the areas, and I really want to commend the team. I had the chance to see my colleague in action. We were in Rotaract together years ago. Nadia hosted the consultations, and I think she's also the chairperson for that committee. Joshua Stewart, the lead architect, we went to high school together as well. And a number of the others, Trestrill and the entire team. We had Miss Duke on as well with us, really representing RIA. And I felt particularly proud as an individual. And the chief secretary himself, he was also a part, along with Secretary Trevor James. And my information is that we also had Assistant Secretary Joel Sampson. But it was so good to see the potential and the confidence being vested in a predominantly younger team, putting forward that kind of talent and just the right mix of seniority and expertise in terms of moving things forward. And you know, that's impressive for me. That's really impressive in 2022, where you're seeing a meaningful chance being given to our young persons in the mix, while we continue to harness the experience of those who have gone before. Certainly that expertise. And
we cannot negate that. Just to be clear here, Julian, I think that location we were talking about, that's Milford Road.
Milford Road,
Old Milford. That's the old...
Actually, that's the old Milford Road.
Old Milford Road.
Ah, okay,
Is it?
So that's
Milford
the area.
yes,
so that's
Milford
the coming from Shore Park, heading into Scarborough, that kind of area. Yes, that high-rise building looks like there was a store there before. Yeah,
but I think that's where I think that was where Standards used to
I believe,
be.
I believe that's where.
Used to be.
So certainly that's the old Milford Road there in terms of the view this morning. But it was very interesting to see it would appear just as they communicated yesterday. Persons gave their feedback. Some very passionate. I was particularly impressed by this pastor. I can't remember his name offhand, but he was able to speak to Scarborough from the perspective of what he knew then. Streets that were supposed to have been completed to allow for additional exits. Very passionate. But I like the fact that that opportunity was given and the commitment was given by way of the secretary and the chief that this is only the first part of the consultations. The team will now go back in terms of documenting, modifying, adjusting, and then they anticipate that there will be some follow-up as they move towards that plan in terms of, you know, redefining Scarborough. So certainly something to look forward to.
We are pretty excited about that, I'll tell you that much, because I remember the days of Scarborough when Castry Street was a two-way. And that's probably before your time, Julian. You know, that's before your time, tipping my age here. Yes, it's fellas like Anton Parks and some of the other guys here.
Our director, camera, you know
they
what
would
I mean?
be familiar because they are around the same age. They're not as young as you are, you know. But
they should be very familiar. I'm happy to be as close as possible to Judah and Analia in terms of that age group here on set. Yes, folks?
I'm not going to go there. All right, so that's just some of what's coming up. As well, we also heard from Secretary for the Division of Settlements speaking to the issue of houses, lands and houses that will be distributed by Friday, the 17th of March. So a lot of persons are excited about that. What I saw in some of the comments as I was reading this, you know, a lot of persons who indicated that they have applied for houses since, what, 40 years ago, and to date, nothing, nothing. So maybe they are on the list to receive this time around. You never know. We'll see how things go.
Well, it's left to be seen. I heard the secretary speak about a lottery system, so, you know, many would be looking forward to see.
And that lottery system also sparked some other issues, because persons were saying a lottery system in this day and age, why not why not the means test? Why not? You understand?
Yeah, so it's something to be considered, and it's important for persons to raise the concerns loudly enough, and we are looking forward to seeing what happens come Friday the 17th. In terms of the information, we also saw Dr. Faith B. Israel providing updates, you know, specific to, yes, she provided updates, providing updates, Tobago updates, specific to our health sector and so on. And that gentle reminder, especially with the significant relaxing of a number of the protocols at a national level, and speaking specifically, warning Tobagonians not to become complacent, and reminding us of that responsibility to adhere to the protocols. So we saw it there, and of course, I also want to note, Rhea, many are reminded that we are slowly counting down to the end of what is the first quarter. And the first quarter in the Tobago space becomes very significant, because coming out of the retreat held by Chief Secretary Farley Augustine and the Executive Council and the entire team, there would have been some commitments given to be able to attain within the first quarter. So I know many are looking come the beginning of April to get the updates in terms of what we have been able to achieve. Or let me be specific, to get Tobago's updates in terms of what we have been able to achieve thus far. So certainly some things to look forward to. And yes, I think we have some birthdays in the mix this morning.
Certainly do. We've got some belated birthday greetings and current birthday greetings. So Mrs. Endeavor is celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday going out to you, and love from the Tobago Updates family.
Happy birthday.
This is my brother-in-law, Arnold George. Yes. I have to say here, one of my favorite brother-in-laws.
It's Oswald and Arnold.
Arnie celebrated his birthday yesterday, so love going out to you, Arnie.
Nice,
and this is my brother, Elton Scott Richardson Jr., celebrating his birthday today. Lots of love going out to you from the entire family.
Certainly have to join in there with those birthday shout-outs to Elton Richardson Jr. And in our UE days, his whole name would have been, I can only say here, Sergeant D. I can't complete the name at all. That's out of our holidays.
I don't even want to know.
Birthday blessings to you.
And a good friend of ours from a previous setting, you know, celebrating his birthday, Kevin Julian. Kevin, happy birthday going out to you. Love to you, my brother.
All right, we have on the lineup here, Rhea, you remember we met this lady at Mount Irving, and she's a regular viewer. Marilyn Spence Joe Field. All right, one of our loyal viewers. Happy birthday to you. And we also sending out birthday shout-outs to Luke Lashley, one of my colleagues out there through Rotary across in Trinidad, wishing you birthday blessings. All of you, each and every one of you, wishing you a happy birthday. And Rhea, we also have a highlight. This lady, Elsa Leet Cadiz of Bethel, Tobago. And let me say it slowly, because this lady has done her time, has her experience and a number of years. I don't want to miss it at all. She might say, how you call my name so fast? Elsa Leet Cadiz of Bethel, Tobago is 83 years. Wow. And we want to send out birthday greetings to you, Elsa Leet Cadiz, coming from your entire family, all the children, grandchildren. Yes, I know Miss Mills, Miss Sharon Mills very well. So coming from the entire family, wishing you a happy birthday. And also happy birthday, certainly we are reaching that kind of age.
Yes.
Is really and truly a blessing indeed. So we want to wish you a happy birthday. And all of you out there today celebrating birthdays, enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, what's our lineup looking like today?
So this morning we start things off with Darylyn Smart, and we continue the discussion on International Women's Day.
All right, and then we continue. We follow with Dr. Lana McClatchy, and she's the author and university professor, government health science and Army veteran. So we're looking forward to that story. Really an interesting and magnificent story there. All that she's doing outside of Tobago, but proudly a Tobagonian indeed. And who do we wrap with this morning, Ray?
And we're wrapping things off with Brittany Romeo, who is a curator, Women's Wellness Weekend, and she'll tell us more about it. And of course, still keeping in focus with International Women's Day.
Yes, very important at that. And I think tomorrow we continue in the vein of International Women's Day. Yes. Tomorrow we join the Division of Tourism and the Magdalena Grant in terms of the conference that they will be presenting. And we're looking forward to that experience, folks. Remember to stick with us here. This is the point. Nope, this is not where you move away from your device, your screen, or the radio, folks. No. This is the point where those of you online, please be reminded to share the live, share the live.
I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I want to meet with you to share my personal testimony and other local testimonies. Call me now, Juliet Roberts, at 341-0715. The number again is 341-0715. God bless you.
Support brand cleaning products, tough on grind, yet gentle on you. In the kitchen, use only Support dishwashing liquid. Washing your clothes, use only Support liquid laundry detergent. Sanitizing your home, work, or any environment, then Support antibacterial multi-purpose cleaner is the brand for you. Ask for Support detergent products today because we're family. It's locally made with a great price and everyone needs a little support.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:18 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. In this segment, viewers, we are chatting with Darylyn Smart, chairman of the Tobago Agro Processors, and of course, we're speaking Tobago Agro Processors, and we're also speaking International Women's Day for this week, looking at gender equality. Good morning and welcome, Darylyn.
Hi, good morning, Julian. Nice to be here.
So as we get started this morning, we're heading right on in. You are the chairman of the Tobago Agro Processors. Tell us a little bit about the organization, when it was established, and so on.
Well, the Tobago Agro Processors Association started in October of 2012. It started out of a meeting that was held at Works where the Supermarkets Association in Trinidad indicated that they was not seeing our products on the shelves there. And when persons do come with their products, they had labeling issues, quality issues, and they suggested that we form ourselves in an association to deal with some of the major issues. So what we did was that I was given a list of names because I was a participant, and we started this journey of upgrading packaging, looking at raw material supply, getting our products tested, and that sort of thing. And that has been going on since 2012.
Excellent. Tell me about the distinction for those who may be out there just like me, wondering. We know that about the Agriculture Association.
Yes.
And we are hearing, you're here representing today the agro processors. What's the difference?
Well, the Tobago Agricultural Society, their major focus is the farmers. They do have some processors with them, but the Tobago Agro Processors Association is strictly agro-processing. We look at all things agro-processing. We do have a good working relationship with the Tobago Agricultural Society, and we have some synergies between us. Advocacy, have farmers planting for us and those sort of initiatives. So we work together, but we are two separate entities.
Excellent. Just give us a sense for the benefit of those who are not as familiar with the sector. When you hear farmer, right, we naturally think out in the fields. We naturally think in terms of moving forward in that aspect. When you speak about processing, are we just speaking major, extensive kind of cost to get into that field? What exactly, or who exactly rather, is defined as a processor?
Well, a processor is someone who takes a primary product, which is an agricultural product, and add value to it. So it can be anything, crops, root crops, vegetables, fruits, fish, anything, and just add value. Change the component of it and add value to it, so it gives it longer shelf life, greater efficiency, more usability. That's a processor. And it also extends to persons who are in hair care, skin care, the person who used the herbs and the vegetables and that sort of thing to make things for hair and skin. It also extends to them.
Excellent. From my interaction, in terms of with farmers and so on, it seems to be heavily dominated by males, and we're going into International Women's Day. Tell us what's the balance or the ratio like when we begin to look at agro-processors in the Tobago space?
Well, agro-processors in the Tobago space is predominantly women. About 90% are women. And you would find that because across the Caribbean, a number of agro-processing businesses started off by the woman in the home trying to make ends meet, trying to get extra income. So they will take their skills. They can make cake well, they can make juice well, they can make anchor well, and they take what they do well and package it to try to earn extra income. And the businesses most often grow from that point. So mostly women.
Very interesting. Almost, out of necessity. Making it happen. So what you're saying is that they are able to start off even within a very small space, perhaps at home, and then develop from there.
Yes, and then develop from there.
Excellent.
That's how we started as well.
When we look at that broad theme, gender equality,
yes.
This time around, and speaking about breaking the biases and so on, what are your thoughts in relation to that? As a woman standing out here, doing your thing and making a difference in your sector?
Yes, I was very interested in the theme this year, Break the Bias, because unfortunately there are some biases when it comes to women in business, access to finance and that sort of thing. You'll have access to information. You'll get a lot of technical advice and all of those. Very, very common. But when it comes to finance, there's always something that is amiss. I don't know if it's because they are not quite sure that as women we can handle big business, but when it comes to finance, especially in this field, there is an issue. And I think that there must be some conversation about it where the persons who provide financial packages can tailor things to suit the people who they're in this industry, because we are mostly women.
Tell me something. What kind of avenues are open in terms of accessing finance and funding going into a business like this? Is it limited to like the Agriculture Development Bank, or do commercial banks, credit unions, and so on also support, in terms of business in this sector?
Well, we know that the credit unions support. The Agricultural Development Bank is supposed to have the mandate to also support. And the banks, some of the banks support, but you have to have a history with the banking sector. We were told on many occasions that our sector is very risky, so the bank, being very risk averse, is not really interested, but willing to put the funding behind us in order for us to grow this particular type of industry. But we have been getting support from the credit union sector. Excellent. And the Agricultural Development Bank. Some may disagree, some may agree.
The opinions will vary.
Yes,
all
but
right.
those entities.
How do you think women generally, is there a particular reason? Do you think we are likely to see those same breaking of the biases in terms of women venturing into the area of farming, or you think women are more likely to stick with in terms of agro-processing?
Oh no, we'll do everything. We will do everything. I think what happens with a woman, and it's different, I think, for male. I can't speak for male, but from a woman point of view, we will do what it takes to ensure that our family is is doing well, and that our children can go to school, they can eat, they can have the clothes, make sure the home is, we will do anything, even if it means going into farming. And we have some women will do everything, drive truck, drive backhoe, things that would predominantly be male industries. We will do everything. I don't think that women now, let me say now, are now sticking to certain roles. We're crossing all industries at this point.
Do you see that potentially creating some challenges in the household? Let's say for the women that take it to the level that feel that they must upstage a man or belittle a man when you look at how they operate within the broader framework of the household. Because, you know, I like to say connected to all industries comes right back to the core of society, which is the family.
Yes.
What are your thoughts in that area?
Well, I don't have that problem. My husband allows me to be me. So I don't have that challenge. I don't think I can see what other people go through, that there are insecurities on both levels, who's wearing the pants, this sort of conversation. But I think that if there is connectivity within the home, knowing that we are doing this together, we're growing our family together, that there shouldn't be any you know, unsettling in terms of if I earn more money than you or if you earn more money than me, and that does not relate to power sharing. Is a equal partnership in a home when you have two persons.
Even if you hold senior responsibilities,
Exactly.
there's still that working together. Well, you know, because you sung, I love the energy, and you remind me so much of Rhea, that I admire her and Oswald and so on. You have to shout out the husband by name, you know, I have to put you on the spot. You can't just say my husband. What's his name?
Oh, my husband, Jerome Smart.
Excellent. Jerome Smart. Kudos out there representing men here, and certainly having a happy woman here on set for International Women's Day. You know, and I think it's always important to tell this story, and I want to make that comparison between 10 or 20 years ago. Who was Darylyn Smart? Did you see yourself where you are for today?
Oh, no. 10 years ago, I had my own dreams. The business that we had then was Smart Nuts Limited, and that was founded by my husband. And he passed that over to me, and we changed the business name to Smart Foods Caribbean. And agro-processing was not my thing. I am in management, that's thing. But when I got into agro-processing, I love it. Not the making part of it, but I am more of the managerial, managing, administrative side of it, and that's what I love. That's what I love to do. So in agro-processing 10 years ago, no, I didn't think so. But right now, I can't see it any other way.
Excellent. So it really speaks to, yeah, you may have one area, even as, you know, for the young females coming up and so. But it's not odd to venture off and still be able to master your skill set in another area.
In another area.
Right. Tell us, for the purpose of our viewers, in terms of being able to get in contact with you. Some are hearing about the Tobago agro-processors, and they saying, I want to chat with Darylyn, I want to connect with her. Tell us some contact information just before we wrap this morning's interview.
Okay, well, I can be contacted at 310-0612, and I'll be happy to take the call.
All right. And where does the Tobago Agro-Processors Association operate out of?
We are virtual right now because we have been in a pandemic for the past 2 years. So we're hoping to try and get back incrementally to face-to-face meetings. But right now, we are virtual, and we have a very vibrant WhatsApp group.
Right. And I'm seeing a message coming in. Tell her, repeat the number again, so please go ahead for me.
310-0612.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much, Darylyn Smart, Mr. and Mrs. Smart out there, but highlighting Darylyn Smart.
Yes.
And this morning, as we speak to International Women's Day and Gender Equality, and she's the chairman of the Tobago Agro-Processors. Thank you so much for joining us on set this morning. Viewers, we want to thank you for your continued love and support. Yes, we're seeing it out there on the live, and I think it's appropriate to close this segment with the words of one of our viewers, Shirley Cook. Darylyn, as always, great work in contributing to Tobago's development through agro-processing. Your pepper sauce is amazing. All right? So congratulations again, and thank you for joining us. Denise Phillips, hey, my cousin, I'm seeing you out there on the live. Julia Brown, Samuel Henry, Travis Moses, Teresa Allen, Kuki Melville, Dee Dee Vincent. Good morning, Dee Dee. Morning. Nita Peters, and all of those of you joining us via TV, via radio, as well as joining us online. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Black to Blue is on M&E TV.
Welcome Black to Blue.
Relive the moments.
Party like no tomorrow. Plenty drinks yet to follow.
Relive the memories.
I feel like I go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business.
Friday, 8 p.m. Saturday, 8 p.m. Sunday, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Remember, you can always catch us on the go by downloading the M&E TV Now app available on the Google Play Store and the App Store. Yes, it's Black to Blue on M&E TV.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
let's go.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning,
Morning, viewers. It's 7:33 a.m. this morning, and this is the Tobago Updates morning show. Thank you for joining us. You know that we are having too much fun and energy on set when Cassie says it's time, it's time. Morning to you too, Cassie, this morning. Thank you for that love and support, the teamwork here at Tobago Updates. Ria, in this segment, we're heading out. We're heading out of Tobago, but connecting with someone.
That's right.
Excellent Tobago roots. This morning we are chatting with Dr. Lana McClatchy, author, university professor, and I'm also told Army veteran. Morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
So as we get started, we want to be able to put things into context this morning. Tell us about your Tobago roots and connection before we go any further with this interview.
Okay, so I was born in Tobago, Canaan, Tobago, St. C.S. Canaan, Tobago. Attended Scarborough Junior Secondary, attended Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive, And after that, actually, prior to migrating, I attended El Dorado Youth Camp, where I went to school in El Dorado, Tunapuna, Trinidad for 2 years, studying bookbinding. And then I migrated in 1988 to the U.S., which March of 1988. So this month is 34 years since I left Tobago. Right after I left Tobago, I joined the military, and then my journey started from then on.
All right. Very nice to hear. So we're connecting with our Tobago sister out there. Yes?
Yes, absolutely,
Our,
absolutely. That's my roof. Can't leave that.
So, as we start this morning's conversation, I have to say morning to my very good friend out there, your family, Rhea McClatchy. All right, one of our loyal
Yes.
viewers. And as we were naturally speaking, we are celebrating this entire week, International Women's Day. We were happy, and we are very happy to have you on because we are told that there are some outstanding achievements happening with you in the US. Start by telling us about that passion in terms of the hats, those accessories within the industry. Tell us a little bit about that business area for you.
Okay, so you want to focus on the hats first, or you want to focus how I
We
got
start.
to the hats?
We starting. well, you can take us with how we got to the hats.
Okay, so let me give you a background first to how I got to the hats. Before I got to the hats, so as you know, I joined the military in 1988. Stayed in the military for 10 years. After the military, I ended up in the pharmaceutical biotech industry where I was in quality assurance as well as in new drug development. So I did that for about 14 years. And after that, I segued into the federal government, which I am still a federal government employee. Started with the Centers for Disease Control as a health scientist, and a couple of years ago, we kind of moved on over to HHS, which is the headquarters in Washington, D.C. So I'm still part of that as far as being an federal emergency responder. Big in being a part of this whole pandemic from the start. We are the biggest pusher of all the supplies that's going out there across the U.S. So my job is a little bit I can tell you. We have assets across the U.S. that is in certain locations to safeguard the U.S. population. So I am one of 7 people that oversee, make sure that all those assets are safeguarded and quality controlled and so on and so forth. During that time, I became a university professor back in 2013 and still am to this day. Totally enjoy it. Well, except for grading papers. I don't like grading papers. It's just too much. But I've been doing that. I've been doing that for 9 years, and like I said, totally enjoy it. So during the pandemic, while working from home because of the pandemic, I've been home for 2 years. Actually, I go back out to work next month. Supposed to go back out in the office next month. Because of my love for hats and scarves, I decided to start a business, and so that's how that hats came about.
So, Ria, we saying hats casually, but my research tells me it's South Atlanta's premier hat store, scarves and fedoras. Is that accurate?
yes.
Oh, that is absolutely accurate. Yes, it is. Because in the area where I live, there aren't no hat stores or hat shops. The closest one is Buckhead and basically in the Atlanta area, and I'm south of Atlanta.
I'm interested here, Dr. McClatchy. Why hats? Thinking of your background in
Because
the Army, in health science, why hats and scarves?
because I spend so much money on hats for myself, I decided, listen, you love this thing so much, you have a little bit of downtime since you're working from home. You need to start a business and start selling hats instead of buying and wearing all these hats. So that's how that came about.
Got it. All right, so tell us a little bit about what else you have been up to.
So, like I said, when the business started during the pandemic in summer of 2020, I was mainly purchasing and reselling hats, and I decided, you know what, I want this to have my work, my name on it, as opposed to just buying and reselling. So I started customizing like plain hats, and I'll put a few of them online just to see if I get any takers, and I certainly did. And so I started, creating more stuff. And first, before I go forward, I want to say this: that creative part of me came from school back home on the island. To be specific, Scarborough Secondary. And I remember her name was Miss Jofield. She taught arts and crafts, and that's where that came from. So back to my roots as usual. And
Yes.
so I started customizing these hats, and they started selling, and I said, okay. So gradually, my goal is to move away from buying and reselling and just focusing on my pieces instead.
Right. Okay.
So one of the things we want to chat about this morning, we're in the lineup of the International Women's Day that we would have celebrated recently. And here for us on Tobago Updates, we are highlighting women throughout this week. Tell us a little bit about that specific regarding breaking the biases, especially as a woman who would have spent some time in the army out there.
Well, I think for most of us, I would say that has been in the military, we have that go-getter, bold, can do anything, can do all things, nothing can stop us mentality. And I think I speak for my colleagues that I work with that are prior military, and that's where that came from as well. And also being raised in an environment where I see or saw my grandmother working hard all the time. So the sky was always the limit. It came from the foundation as well.
And similarly, if we make that connection with your time in pharmaceuticals, the fields that you particularly choose, how easy was it for women in terms of progressing in those areas?
That's a good question. When I left the military and started in the pharmaceutical industry in quality assurance, I was the only black female in that field, and been the only black female in my journey from the beginning of 1994 when I started with a pharmaceutical company in New Jersey. I was the only black female. I moved on to Wyatt Pharmaceuticals and other companies, and I was still the only black female. And I've had people ask me questions, well, how'd you get into this field? Because it's just you. I mean, I guess it's the grace of God. I always liked science, and that's where I was meant to be. You know, but it's not an easy journey.
Wow.
All right. We would imagine that it's not. But you also had your hats featured around the world. We're talking magazines, El Italia, etc. How does that feel for you?
You know, I don't think it really hit me as yet. Just maybe in a day still or something. It hasn't really hit me quite that much as yet. But it was exciting. Actually being in Paris and seeing my product go down the runway, that was exciting. Being in the magazines and so on and so forth. It hasn't really hit me because actually me personally, I have been in other magazines myself through a foundation that I'm a part of called the Black Dolls, which is a movement that help young black girls with self-esteem issues. So I've been in like Oprah and Vanity and Vogue and so on and so forth. So it hasn't really got me all worked up.
I want to make sure Ria, your family made sure to see. She's probably going to gloss over it, so make sure and press her. I want to hear very quickly as we prepare to wrap about that Paris Fashion Week because that had to be a magnificent achievement.
Yes, it really is. It really is. And I'm looking forward to a lot more. I'm looking forward to New York and I'm looking forward to Amsterdam. As a matter of fact, while I was there in Paris, the night of the at the after party, I've had designers approach me and wanting to do work with them in Canada. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
We have to wrap up, and we are wrapping up at this time. But very quickly here, what
Okay.
would be your message to young black women and women in general?
My message to young black women, especially my people there on the island, is to dream big, stay focused. You got to stay focused and just make it happen.
Let it happen. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
To the point. Again, happy International Women's Day. Going out to you out there and continue to make us proud here in Tobago. And I want to say, the invitation is open. When you're home, we hope to have you in studio.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much again for joining us there. Dr. Lana McClatchy out there representing scarves and fedoras. Really so beautiful. When you see that kind of excellence being achieved out there, representing, and you know, wow, right here in Tobago.
And turning her passion into that business.
Most definitely. And I couldn't help but pay attention to the Scarborough Secondary alumni.
That's right.
All right, most certainly. Viewers, at this point, we go to this day in Tobago history with the lovely, colorful Devon Adana.
This day in Tobago history. Did you know that on March 10th, 1931, Scarborough got a brand new debating club? According to Susan Craig James's The Changing Society of Tobago, 91 years ago today, the Scarborough Ideal Literary and Debating Club was founded. They were Tobago's leading club and boasted some of Tobago's best debaters. They met at Peru College, which was the location of the Bishop's High School in the 1930s. Their founder was Lawrence Edwards, who was affectionately called Lawrence of Arabia. Their motto was, "Let your guiding motives be truth, freedom, and general upliftment." Their debaters consisted mainly of teachers and civil servants. Some of their top-notch debaters were Badrul Armstrong, Eileen Armstrong née Guillaume, Cyril Burkett, Irma Dalrymple, George Daniel, Nydia Daniel née Bruce, Jules de Freitas, and Dorothy de Freitas née Hislop, and a host of others. Many were graduates of Bishop's High School. Silda was divided into houses, which lent a spirit of competition to help enhance their debating skills. The houses were Owens, named after African-American gold medalist Jesse Owens; Cullen, after African-American writer and pillar of Harlem Renaissance, County Cullen; and Agri, named for Dr. James E. K. Agri, founding member of Achimota College in Ghana. One of Silda's legacies was the keenly contested Jubilee Challenge Shield, which was an annual Tobago Schools essay competition. They also held internal essay competitions. In 1933, the topic of one such competition was self-government, which was sponsored by Scarborough druggist George F. Samuel. Their December 1934 competition was sponsored by their managing director of the Trinidad Guardian, Major C. Lionel Hamilton. The topic was How I Would Improve the Island of Tobago. Both these essay competitions were won by Bishop's High School student Rodney St. Rose. You've been watching This Day in Tobago History. My name is Devon Adana. Lots more after the break, so be sure to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hey there, Devon Adana. Looking gorgeous as usual in those colors.
Yes, she does.
All right. Thank you so much there. Well, viewers, we continue on this morning on the Tobago Updates morning show. We are privileged, we're honored this morning to have on set with us a lovely lady. You've seen her out there. This is Brittany Romeo, and she's the curator of the Women's Wellness Weekend that's coming up. And she's going to tell us a little bit more about it. Yes, and it's in keeping with International Women's Day. She's one of those young women who puts herself out there, and she does, I'd say, some of the impossible. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Ria. Allow me to say muy buenos días a nuestra familia de Tobago Updates. It's such a pleasure to be here this morning, and I'm so happy that I'm actually in front of the set and not behind the set this morning.
Now you need to translate in English, yeah? Which means?
So I said good morning to our Tobago Updates family in Spanish.
That's right. I tell you, never a dull moment when she's around, okay? All right. All right, now we're talking this morning about International Women's Day, Gender Equality, Women's Wellness Weekend.
Yes.
Give us an idea of where you started before we get into the weekend. Because, I mean, we see you out there, Brittany, on social media, always doing something, always promoting something, wearing something fashionable.
Yes.
There's never a dull moment when you're around.
You know what? Thank you for that. So I think the pandemic and 2020 really impacted me because you know how everyone ended up just being home, not doing anything, can't be social, can't dress up, can't even spend some time with their loved ones because you want to be safe and well guarded. So knowing that we are gradually coming back out, I was very grateful for the opportunity to say, you know what, I want to show up as the woman I envision myself to be. So this has been a transformation over the last couple of years, just giving myself space and liberty to do what I want to do. So it's so funny that you mentioned that I do wear multiple caps. It is true, but I think it's an opportunity to show how women are so dynamic and they can be able to take leadership and to be able to have multiple things going on wherever they go. So that's how it started, and just being able to just share, because if you share your experiences, it's an opportunity to allow someone else who might be looking on to be like, you know what, I want to step up too. I want to be able to live my dream, and I want to be able to see how I can live and enjoy my life as well.
Okay, and you're certainly enjoying that life.
I am. I think it's amazing to see how from 2020 to 2022 now, you can accomplish so many things once you put your mind towards it, once you actually agree to decide what do you want for your life and how do you put the steps in place to get it. And it's a journey. It's not just going to happen one day, but it's a gradual process, and you must enjoy the experience because it shows.
Definitely. Well, tell us about Evolve. What is happening with Evolve? And we're talking about this wellness weekend.
Yes.
Where did the idea come from?
So it's a funny story because Evolve is actually the brainchild of Alana Allen, and she decided back in 2020 as well that she wanted to start mentoring women because as a member of one of her youth clubs, she decided, you know what, she always has to be in contact with women, she always has to be inspiring them, mentoring, coaching them. So she decided, you know what, I'm going to come out with a coaching consultancy. So that's how Evolve came out. And if you ever hear her talk about her story, she would be like, she had it in a dream. And in the dream, it said Evolve. And she stuck with it. So it's so funny that last year, when she had her launch in 2021, I actually hosted it for her. So we have continued being able to just talk and share that experience together in different spheres. And so we decided, you know what, her 1 year anniversary is coming up. Can you imagine, it's already been a year that she's been here in Tobago, inspiring women and helping women and motivating women. So she said, you know what, she wants to do something for them. So I said, okay, well, how about you celebrate together with other women, and maybe you can be able to tap into someone who might need that level of encouragement and inspiration one time. And so that's how the Women Wellness Weekend came about. And we are very excited because it's a month-long initiative that has different sections, but it's culminating at the 27th of March at Le Chateau. And I love saying that word because it's a French word now. And it's actually at the Healing Garden in Mount Pleasant. So it's an opportunity for us to actually see how we can network together. We have live panels. We have a very entertaining and insightful live panel discussion from different women to share their experiences over the years. And it's also going to be a brunch, and we're going to have wellness pods. So you know how we've been having talk about pods from Carnival. So we decided to take them in because it's an opportunity to have intimate spaces dealing with specific areas for wellness, whether it be financial wellness, spiritual wellness, educational wellness, and even physical wellness.
Tell us about some of the aspects of this month long of activities.
So on social media, we actually have a daily, weekly, monthly challenge, so that every day we post something that you should be able to do. And funny enough, I have seen a lot of persons, they have been commenting as like yesterday was all about sharing, treat yourself to a favorite meal. So someone actually sent me a photo of their favorite meal, which was actually breadfruit and roast saltfish. So I was like, I think I need to go and get a meal too. And even something about, on Monday, we were saying, like, say something that you love about yourself. So for me, I highlighted that I love my natural hair. It's definitely my signature, and I always enjoy taking care of my hair and presenting it. And I'm even more happy now because of how I teach, and I see so many young girls embracing their natural hair, and I think that is very important because that's a part of self-identity, and to allow them to promote themselves and to see that, you know what, they are beautiful in their own ways.
I don't know about you, but I grew up in an era, if your hair wasn't done, you were asked, what happened to your hair?
Yes.
You're not going to do it?
Or treat it, or tame it, or comb it down, or style it, or make it look neat. And I think that
Which is not a part of our natural hair.
It's not. I don't want to get too excited about it, but is understanding that natural hair has its own beauty, and natural hair can do things that other hair cannot. And once you allow young girls, because especially how you know how some girls might be brainwashed into thinking that straight is better, or that straight is the only way they can go.
Straight is pretty.
Well, I'm not even going to start.
Okay, all right, I won't go there.
Once they understand that, you know what, they are beautiful in their own way. And there's so many women who have such different hairstyles and they show their beauty. Even here, I'm seeing on set this lovely woman with her locks. So I think it's very important that we can recognize that.
That's right. Now, I want to ask you here about the weekend that culminates from the 27th, you said. Tell us, because I'm seeing here a lovely flyer about brunch and expert speakers.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we have been working hard behind the scenes, trying to work with some of the best Tobago specialists and service providers on the island to curate a truly Tobagonian experience, and also to be able to work with women service providers. So that's one of the culminations of this event, is that a lot of our service providers are all women. So from the DJ, from the food, even from the drinks, and I don't want to share on it too much, but we will be having some local wine connoisseurs who actually curate wines as their business, and that will be actually at site at the chateau as well.
I know you enjoy saying at the chateau.
I do.
All right, so this is for women.
Yes, it's open to women, young women, senior women. I'm not calling anyone old.
Thank you.
And even more established women, because you know, as we talk about International Women's Day, you recognize that there is a divide. And the whole talk about gender equality for a sustainable tomorrow, it really highlights that you should have support and you should have persons who are there as mentors to guide you, so that they can be able to help you promoting along there. I'm certain that you have a plethora of experiences that you can share to anyone younger, and all they need to do is just listen and hear to see how you would share your experiences.
All right. Is there a cost attached to this event?
Yes, so we have a special registration at $350. It's continuing until a cutoff point, but of course we want to make sure that you really take advantage of what it's going to entail, because there's so many things that are going to be happening that is going to be a steal of a deal.
Right, and this is a face-to-face event, not virtual.
This is actually one of the face-to-face events for 2022 for me under Brie Romeo Experiences, because you know how, because of COVID and the pandemic, we have had limited social interactions. Yes. So of course, under COVID guidelines, we will be having an intimate space, of course, protected, and of course with all the expectations for COVID guidelines, and then of course we're going to be able to mingle, and of course you have to be vaccinated, or at least make sure that you wear your mask, because we still want to be safe and protected wherever we go, because you don't want that by the end of it you end up having an outbreak.
We do not want that.
We don't want anything like that, because it's an opportunity for us to actually come dress up, because you know how persons love to dress up, and we have not been able to do that
for almost 2 years. That's right.
For almost 2 years. So that is something what we want to also be able to do. So it's a safe space, it's a protected space, it's a space where you can be open, you can be genuine, you can share your experiences and be able to inspire another woman there.
All right, very quickly here, how can persons get some more information on the event?
So, Women Wellness Weekend is coming on the 27th of March. If you want more information, you should check out our Facebook pages and our Instagram pages and also our TikTok pages, because it's important that we keep in the loop with what is happening in social media. So head on Facebook and go to Evolve 360 or Brie Romeo Experiences on Instagram, and also Evolve Me 360 at Facebook and Instagram.
Brittany, thank you so much for being on the program with us this morning. So I'm going to take us out in English and you're going to do it in French.
Oh, French. Okay, no problem.
So, viewers, thank you for joining us for this segment. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Merci pour être ici avec nous ce matin. Partagez les liens, partagez les liens, partagez les liens.
'Cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy.
Scarf Buffet, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. This is our final segment here this morning. And in keeping with our thrust, we continue to recognize our outstanding women and ladies. International Women's Week celebrations here on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And here this morning, we're moving to recognizing those children, those young ladies in our lives. And I want to start this morning by shouting out my daughter, Lavienne. Happy International Women's Day, and I know that her mom also, is definitely going to continue to shape her, Laverne, into that beautiful young woman learning those values. But I think it's so important to encourage our children into these celebrations from early. Ria, what did you say? 2 girls and possibly you never know them?
No. 2 girls, that's it. 2 girls and a boy. I say Osaze is my last. My husband says she's the third. Third implies something different.
I like his thinking.
I will go with her being the last. So yes, my daughters O'Shea George and Osaze George. My other daughters Hannah Laborde, Melanie James. Love going out to you, lovely ladies, today. Yeah. All right.
Not forgetting out there as well, my cousin out there, Jada, in Trinidad, out there in Cuba. I want to give you a shout out this morning. I love you lots, and all of my family members. I don't even want to start now, Ria, because I'm going to get myself in trouble. Most definitely want to continue to wish each and every one of you. We trust that you continue to stand out, making that difference. As young women, stand out, making that difference as the more experienced women within our family, and by extension, Tobago and the world at large.
All right. But we're going to leave it there. Lots more to share, but we're definitely out of time. But we want to remind our viewers this morning that we're going to be live from the Magdalena Grand Resort and Spa tomorrow morning. It is Thursday today, yes, that's Friday. So we're going to be live there tomorrow.
Thank
so
God it's going to be Friday, Ria.
We want to see what Julian wears.
Let's not forget, shirt and blazer this morning, folks. Real men, we're pink. Pause for effect.
And we're going to mention some of our sponsors, Kiana Jones and sorry, go ahead. Checkpoint.
I'm just going to remind them,
Yep.
Shirt and blazer this morning, courtesy Checkpoint, located at Upper Main Street, Scarborough, 639-5148. Who knows, they might come with a surprise tomorrow.
We want to see. We are waiting to see. All right. And to Kiana Jones and to her perfection. And here, Sanctuary, House of Norma, Just My Size. We say thank you so much to you. And we say have a great day. We're going to
Kiana is another cousin of mine. Shout out to Kiana this morning. Shaquan, all of you out there. Caroline, Kellyanne, Candice, Carissa, and the list goes on. All right, I better stop here now.
Yeah, Mr. Director. Mr. Director is really watching. So viewers, have a great day. Stay safe on the roads. Remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance. Bye, everybody.
Intelligently singing rock back, shit. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones. I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face.